What I liked about Sagan was the pricing was very simple and transparent. It was super simple. I should say that I really loved the fact that you all had a candidate pool for people who are unsigned talent that are ready to be hired right away. And it's not just about the talent. It's not just about the fact that you can hire people. It's all of the what you get with when you sign up with Sagan. Like I said, you do get a talent pool where you can hire from right away, but you get a community of other business owners. It's the most no-brainer thing in the world.
Mike, can you introduce yourself and your businesses?
Yes, Mike Okhravi. I bought two companies last year. One is a towing company, and another is a garage flooring company where we do like decorative concrete flooring.
And where are you located?
I'm in Southwest Florida,
Okay. What is Southwest? Is that
like Naples area, Gulf Coast. Yeah,
Gulf
south
Coast?
of Tampa.
And what'd you do before you had a brain incident and decided to buy a couple small businesses?
I worked in tech and B2B software companies for the last however many years in after sales, post sales, customer success, account management. I was very customer facing.
Cool. And I know you and I have talked about it a lot, but you are, you're in a knife fight in a phone booth, right? You're running a small business like we all are, just looking for an edge, looking for, just kind of swimming at full speed to stay in place, let's say, right? Which is, I
Absolutely.
think, what we all are, right? So, what challenges with kind of like hiring and kind of the stuff we do at Sagan were you facing before we connected? Like, what did you tried, or what did you looked at, or what were you frustrated by, or that kind of thing?
The biggest thing is that there's in most small businesses, even the ones that are relatively large, there are a lot of tasks that are done by the owner themselves, and you don't want to be doing those things, but naturally you're just the escalation point that was put in place, and that has never shifted. And so most of those things can be taken off your plate, but then the question is, who's going to do them? Do you bring on new headcount? Do you give it to existing headcount? Do you give them more pay for that? Are they going to do a good job at doing those things if they already have a job scope? And one of the things we needed for garage flooring, for example, was just someone. We wanted to make sure that we always answered the phone. And a lot of contractors,
An
even
act
the
of
biggest,
God to get the phone answered in a contracting
yeah,
business.
call 10 people off of Google, whatever, fencing company, plumber, see how many answer. Like, I think like 3 out of 10 will answer the phone. And so we were like, no, we need to answer the phone. It's not enough to have a sales guy who sometimes answers the phone. Plus, if we have somebody who answers the phone, they can do follow up. We can do like nurture leads and stuff like that. So what's the cost of doing that? If in the normal way, well, I had two ideas. We hire someone, just somebody, locally, you can go put a job post on Indeed or something, train them, figured we might pay like $20 an hour around that range, give or take. Or we get a VA, maybe someone from, someone that, we find on like Upwork or something. Much less cost, but I kind of had some experience with that in the past, and I was like, I was underwhelmed.
Yeah, just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, like that sounds like a lot to do.
I think for me too, when I was in your shoes, which is part of the reason we built Sagan, was the enthusiasm, the intelligence, the energy, the buy-in I could get from somebody who answers my phones for $20 an hour in California was bluntly not very high.
Yeah, it's like they're doing you a favor.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. And I think that was also, I was like, I could plug my nose into it, but that person was not going to be a happy camper.
Yeah,
I just,
exactly.
but that was all I could afford. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, I don't have
And
50.
that's the thing, like you're losing growth opportunities. Like, you want to grow. How do you grow without somebody to like foster the growth?
Yeah.
And I can't stand the idea of like a leaky pipeline or,
As a
oh,
sales guy.
yeah, right. Because time kills deals. I know it's the biggest cliche in the world, but like, you follow up right away. Why didn't we follow up? The sales guy's like, well, I'm busy.
Yeah, I was in
And
a,
I'm like,
I was in a call, or it forwards to
right.
your cell phone and you're with your wife and your wife's yelling at you saying you already work too much. Hey,
Yeah, I could call at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Like I'll do it, but yeah,
we'll
it's
do what
tough
we
to make
got
it
to do.
sustainable.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
what we got to do. But yeah.
right.
So what made you decide to become a Sagan Passport member? What was like the turning point, or what you see, or what you read, or whatever?
The first thing that kind of attracted me was like, okay, like I recognize that I had all these little things in my companies, and I'll call them like projects. That's how I call them internally. Like these are like strategic initiatives that we want to do. It could be something as simple as we want to set up a new phone system, or I want somebody to document all of our processes into SOPs, into something like Notion. And these are all real things that I had like on my docket that I just didn't have the time to do, or like I thought I was going to do them, but I kept putting them off because other things got in the way. I wanted to build like a CRM where we could real time track the progress of all of our sales prospects and understand like, did we get to know? Did we get to yes? Why not? Why did we get to know what happened? What we've done better? So there was all these like projects. I probably had like 5 or 6 of them. And what I liked about Sagan was the pricing was very simple and transparent. I was like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to pay. There's no bullshit. Like there's a give and take here, right? Like you guys get your predictable kind of cost every month, payment every month, and then I know at least I'm going to get service because at least I'm paying for it. I felt good about that. Whereas like when something's very transactional, I mean, what is the incentive to provide more support and service beyond that, right? It's there because you care about your company's reputation, but it's just not the same. So that was the first thing that kind of hooked me in.
So, can you describe your experience with our hiring process?
Yeah, so it was super simple. I should say that I really loved the fact that you all had a candidate pool for people who are unsigned talent that are ready to be hired right away. And so I was like, oh my God, there's all these great people on here. That was like first thing. I was like, do I even have to like hire someone? Maybe I'll do a hiring process. Maybe I'll just hire from here, which I ended up doing. And the hiring process when I was looking for other people was as simple as you open up a form, you describe the job, any kind of competencies you want them to have, and then the team takes it and searches. Oh, and you pick the geography. I really liked that part because personally, I had certain geographies that I felt were more just generally like a little bit better, maybe for my customers or
Again,
something.
in Florida, there's an obvious choice.
They're
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
I preferred somebody who was closer to US time zones. Not that you can't, but I just was like, I just don't want to have to. I
Yeah.
want them to just be like, fresh and lucid every day. So that was one of my things too.
And so you went through that. I know Izzy, one of
Yeah.
your hires. What has been the impact of hiring kind of global talent with Sagan on the business? Is on the
it,
business?
it really it really can't be overstated how impactful it's been. I hired her, and yes, she was coming in as a VA, but I told her, I want you to run this company. I want you to be an extension of my brain and to learn everything I do and how I do it and why I do it and do it. Anything that can be done remotely, do that. If it's communicating with our field team, fine. Communicating with suppliers and vendors, getting invoices paid, setting up new technology, whatever it is, like I want you to learn how to do it so I don't even have to ask you to do it. And so now I don't think about stuff. Like I used to wake up every day, I was anxious as hell because on top of the million things I had to do, there was like, oh my God, okay, I'm going to deal with an unhappy customer or whatever. And hey, I'll do that stuff, but it taxes you, right? Just to be able to put that, like something like that off onto somebody and know that they can competently handle it. I mean, you can't really measure it in dollars.
Super cool. Yeah, just knowing that there's another set of hands floating around your company, right?
Exactly.
Who cares? And I know this about Izzy, like with an incredible attitude, like
Oh yeah.
just like not doing you, just like Mike, this is great. I can't wait to keep working with you. Just like that kind of vibe was great, right?
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Outside of the scope of anyone's expectations of what she would be doing. So I recently started running Facebook ads, and the team is running like these video ads. They asked us to record something, like here's a script, get yourself on like a background and record it. And Izzy has been doing this. She's our like actor, our star actor in our Facebook commercials. And like I should show you the videos. Like the amount of enthusiasm she does it with. She never complained. She volunteered actually to do it. I mean, could you imagine? Like, think about asking any of your employees to do something like that. How like 95% of them would be like, I don't know, boss. Like, is that really my job description? Like, she just did it. I mean, I just think like, I can't even, and I don't like to generalize too much, but I have a hard time believing that I could hire anyone here in the US at any price and expect them to do that kind of stuff without even blinking, not batting an eye or something.
I think like for me, you'll understand what I say, which was learning to hire, and I hire locally, I hire globally, but learning to do it helped me fall back in love with building businesses.
Yeah.
It helped me fall back in love.
Yeah.
Like it helped me reignite. Oh my God, this is like I have a team and they're hungry and they're motivated and it's balanced, my local and my global. But I was just so beat down by some of the just the challenges and the anxiety of running a small business. And I was just like, I didn't have a lifeboat. And
Yeah.
now when I learned how to like leverage people from around the world and my local people, I was like, oh, I see a path out of this. I see a
Yeah.
path to having a great company that I don't mind owning forever.
Yeah. It's
That
like
was,
it's like
yeah,
you
that was
you
big for me.
start with like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, that was what I was gonna say.
I was just gonna say you start with like all these ideas, right? And to execute on all those things, like yeah, like you're a machine, John. We know that. And I try to be a machine too, but it's just so much you can do. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
So this is the problem that every company faces, right? Even it doesn't even matter how big they are, right? You can only produce what you have the resources to do, and you need people. So you need people to grow, but then you can't pay people without having the growth, and it becomes a chicken and egg problem. And when you're starting something new, like you started Sagan, or for me, I'm going to start like new lines of business using Izzy, and I'm hiring somebody else to do that. It's like, okay, great. I can hand them off some of these really important things, so then I can go to them do the more important things. And that, like you said, it gives you like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, all right, there's a path here. Like we have people and they're competent. Like even if this thing doesn't work the first time, we can iterate, we can change it, and we'll be okay because our costs are controlled, our team is competent. It changes everything. Imagine trying to like start something off and you need, I don't know, 5 or 6 people to start with to do it. Let's just say, right? If you want to do it well, and paying them like with American weight market rates, sure, like I'd love to do it, but like, man, you better nail everything you do. Like you better get customers from day one or else you're gonna be
Yeah.
out of business. So
Room for
it's
error.
just like
Yeah, there's very little room for error. The other thing I would challenge, by the way, you said something in between the lines, and I'm gonna push back on you. You
oh, okay.
said give her stuff so that I can do more important stuff. I'd argue you're giving her terribly important stuff, and you're just doing other stuff.
That's
It,
probably true.
like, you know what I mean? Like, she's the one like
No, she
scheduling
is.
the cruise or whatever it
Yeah,
is. So you're just doing different stuff. You're not
exactly.
doing more or less important stuff. She's just,
Yeah.
you know
I
what I
think
mean?
it's like I see myself, yes, I'm out there every day trying to build up new business and relationships, but that's not really that's not really always what I'm doing. You're right.
Yeah, so it would just be different stuff, I would say. You
Yep,
can give her a
100%.
set of stuff, you can take a set of stuff. You just have some more hands on the oar, right? So
Absolutely.
would you recommend Passport, Second Passport to other business owners?
Yeah, and it's not just about the talent. It's not just about the fact that you can hire people. It's all of the what you get with when you sign up with Sagan. Like I said, you do get a talent pool where you can hire from right away, but you get a community of other business owners. I mean, I look every day and I'm like, wow, this guy seems so cool. I want to meet that guy. And that's what they're there for. Like we could reach out to each other, help each other, learn from each other's issues. Like, if I were to be, and I forgot exactly, but I know I had a question a while ago about like
I got
how
like
do I
payments,
do.
I think. Was it about payments, maybe? I feel like I
I think I did
did
have
something
something
else.
about
Or like
payments.
what
Yeah.
day off do you give or something? I don't even remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. Somebody when I was hiring Izzy, somebody or maybe it was somebody else. They wanted to know like, do you pay for health care and stuff like that? And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. So I wanted to ask people like, hey, is that a thing? Is that like, do you guys do that? And they told me that they do it. That's maybe, but it's not like a large amount. It's not like here where you need a large
Yeah.
stipend to pay for healthcare. And I was like, okay. So that helped me with that. There's a lot of workshops that you put on. I went to one of your workshops recently on like how to, just like how to become more efficient in your
Cool.
organization. And like I love that.
Yeah,
I
student of the game. Yeah.
huh?
Student of the game, right? We're all just kind of learning together, you know?
You can't just bring people on and then like not find ways to like utilize them better. So I just think like, to answer your question, yeah, I highly recommend it. I tell everyone, whether it's like you have a 3-person company or like a 300-person company, like what are you doing? Like so many of your roles, could be done remotely. You're just afraid or you're not sure, or maybe you tried it once. I'm proof. I mean, I'm not some big company owner. Like
Yeah.
I'm just me, and it works
Just
for
a
me.
dude.
Yeah,
Just a dude trying to make payroll,
yeah. Come on.
like all of us. Cool, man. So last question. So you mentioned it in passing, but like, how does Sagan and Global Talent kind of fit into you as you look at your entrepreneurial journey over the next 6 months or 12 months? Like, it sounds like it's like in your brain now as you think about what you're doing in the coming weeks and months, because you know you have this hammer that works really in a particular way.
So yeah, every single initiative that I want to do, especially around growth or adding new lines of service, starts with who am I going to hire to manage that? What does that role look like? So for example, I want to, in my home services company, I want to start using subcontractors more. And I want to add on more lines of business that rely on subcontractors because it's easier for us to do sales and marketing than it is for us to do the operational stuff. And so I'm thinking, okay, does that role, maybe I need someone who's just like a subcontractor manager, kind of like a,
Coordinator. I'd call him a coordinator. Yeah.
oh, there you go.
I'd call
Okay,
him
there
a
you go.
coordinator.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
network manager, right?
Yeah.
And they send them all the paperwork. They make sure that they're,
They
compliant.
onboard, they onboard them.
Yes.
They do. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, like imagine
There
doing,
you
I
go.
would never even have thought that would be me if I didn't have something like Sagan. I would be doing that.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've I call a lot of global talent stuff like drugs, where like you've tried it and you're like, man, this is like in my brain now and I want more. Like I'm literally looking at acquisitions that I would
Yeah.
never even look at if I didn't know. Oh yeah, I'll just put in a couple of hiring requests for Sagan and yeah, I got it. Like that's we're seeing people do that. It's really cool.
I'm on the point of acquisition, so I'm trying to buy in more towing companies. Most, if not all of that work, the research, the outreach, whatever, can be done by an assistant. That's why I'm bringing on another assistant. I'm like,
So
this
cool.
is a lot of effort to like reach out, sign NDAs, follow
Yeah.
up, etc. See which ones are actually like still on the market. You know,
The-
so like there's so much. There's nothing you really can't do with this. I mean, except like I can't have them tow something. That's it.
Which you could, if you could figure out a way, you would though. So would I. Like drive the remote control car.
That'd be
But
badass.
the last thing I'll tell you, man, and I think you're on your journey, which is what you're going to do eventually as well, is you're going to end up promoting them. So Izzy is going to become your operations manager, and
Yep.
she's going to have 3 people working for her, and
Mhm.
then you're going to find like you're going to start to build a hierarchy, and you're just going to say like, oh my God, I have this whole incredible group of people rather than just kind of like level one roles. You're going to start onwards and up.
Adventure
It's
come.
just going
Yeah.
to happen. I can tell you it's going to happen. It always happens because these folks are incredible and they're ambitious and they need training and they want to be supported and grown. And so
Yeah.
that's you're going to start doing that. I can tell.
It's kind of I mean it's kind of like it's the most no-brainer thing in the world. Like anybody who hasn't done this, don't tell me there's nothing you could use this stuff for. Don't tell me why you're scared. Like talk to John. Like how are you not doing this? You're just letting whatever biases or fears you have or past experiences like limit your growth, limit your potential. Why? Like
Yeah,
why? I mean, you're talking like for what you pay for this talent, and they are so good.
yeah,
And then plus everything else you get with joining Sagan, like the community and the workshops and like honestly, like white glove support. Like if you need
right.
anything, they're there for you. Like
That's
what
awesome.
do you wait? I just don't get it. Like I'm like you're just looking at the numbers, but you're not seeing the actual
Unserious.
stuff.
I call it unserious. Just like yeah, it's just
Keep it
unserious.
real.
Or I'm like if I see a bunch of people in an industry who are like this, I'm like I want to go acquire something and compete with them. That's literally where I go. I'm like if they're really this slow moving. This is
Yeah.
like somebody saying, I'm not going to use the internet. It's like, okay,
Yes.
I'm done convincing you.
Right.
I'm going to go use the internet and beat you.
Yeah.
Like,
We're gonna do
so,
everything by paper. Okay.
yeah,
Like
exactly. It's like,
it's
we're a paper
exactly
only
like
company.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy, man.